In this video, we're going to demonstrate how to deliver the Human Touch Super Novo through a 29-inch doorway. First, let's lift up the calf massager to expose the connectors. Okay. It's very important when disconnecting this connector, you need to insert the screwdriver into the slot there and depress that in order to free the front part of the connector. Don't just start pulling backward on the connector as you will damage the wiring. So let's see that one more time. Push downward on that slot and pull the connector out. And then you can just pull outward on the air hose to connect it. Okay? And then we can lower the calf massager again. Next, we need to unzip the upholstery between the calf massager and the chair. All right, next we're ready to disconnect the calf massager. The calf massager is connected on each side by a clip. So first we need to rotate the clip until you can see the 3 loops up on top. Like so. Then we're going to insert the zip tie that came with your delivery kit through those loops. We're going to do this because we don't want this clip to fall into the chair. It's very important that we don't lose this clip. So once you have the zip tie through there, with your finger then, you can pry the tongue of the clip outward and then pull the clip up and off of the chair. Okay, so let's do the same thing on the other side. Okay, once both clips are removed, we're ready to physically remove the calf massager from the chair. To do that, we'll slide the calf massager to the side until this mounting bracket is removed from the post on one side, and then we can slide it back the other way. There we go. Next, we're going to remove the right-hand side panel. We'll start by using a 6mm Allen wrench to remove the screw that secures the front of the panel. And then we're going to move to the top of the panel and find the little zippered pocket. And there is a Phillips head screw inside the little pocket. We'll use the Phillips head screwdriver that came with the chair to remove that screw. Okay, next we're going to lift up and push forward on the side panel just to disengage it, and just enough to provide a little space in between, because we need to disconnect the speaker wire up at the top and then also disconnect the hoses, the air hoses. And you don't need to worry about remembering which hose goes where because they're numbered. Okay, then we can set that side panel aside. Then we can complete the same steps to remove the left-hand side panel. On the left-hand side panel, there's an additional connector that feeds the left-hand panel. So first rest the side panel on the chair frame so that your arm doesn't get tired. And then while one person holds that, have the second person, this connector has the same locking tab as the calf massager connector. So just like you did with the calf massager, use the screwdriver to insert it into the slot at the top of the connector. So the connector should slide easily outward. Don't just yank on the connector or you'll break it. So you can see how it slides easily out once the tab is depressed. Okay, then you can remove that side panel as well. Next, we're going to temporarily secure the remote control by opening the zipper at the front of the seat and tucking the remote control inside. Before we tip the chair onto the moving dolly, we need to tuck the air hoses into the chair frame so they don't get squashed, and then tuck the harness also into the chair frame that has the connector on the bottom of it. With one person on each side of the chair, position the dolly in the middle between the front and the back of the chair and hold the dolly in position with your foot. And the person on the other chair then can tip the chair onto the dolly while the person on the dolly side guides the chair. And you won't get it perfectly in position, but do the best you can, and then you can adjust it afterward. Okay? That looks pretty good. On the underside then, we need to align the feet of the chair so they're aligned with the edge of the dolly. That's the only way the chair will go through the door. Like so. Okay?
Okay.
The next thing we need to do is level the chair out a bit more horizontally. So we're going to insert about 1.5 inches of foam underneath there to make it a little bit more level. You can get that foam from inside the chair packaging. Okay, now we're ready to wrap the strapping around the chair, around the dolly, and strap the chair down tightly. Okay, then we're ready to move the chair through the door. Okay, and so if you can adjust the chair on the dolly, you know,
Like that. And like that.
as needed to get the chair through the door. And once we're where we need to be, then keeping the chair on the dolly, we can tip it gently to the floor. Okay, then we can undo the strapping, which will set the dolly free. And slide the strapping out from underneath the chair. Next, we're going to untuck the cord and the harness that we tucked in on the left-hand side of the chair. We're going to open up the zipper on the front of the chair and retrieve the remote control. And make sure the hoses on the right-hand side of the chair are also free from the chair frame. Okay. Okay, now we're ready to plug the power cord into the power socket on the back of the chair. Okay, and then we can press the power button on the remote control, and the chair will restore to an upright position. Once the chair is in the upright position, we're going to power off the power switch and unplug it. Okay, now we're ready to install the left-hand side panel. Again, we're going to lift it into position and support it on the chair frame. And then first we'll reconnect the air hoses. Again, note they're numbered. So make sure you connect each air hose to the corresponding numbered air hose. And once the air hoses are connected, we're ready to connect that harness again to the corresponding receptacle on the side panel. Okay, now we're ready to slide the side panel in position, and what we need to look at to align it is this screw hole with this screw hole, and then this little pocket here with that tongue on the side panel. Okay, so keeping those two things we need to align in mind. Right before you slide that tongue into that bracket, we need to connect the speaker wire just underneath the speaker. Okay? We kind of line those up and then slide it backward into place. As you slide it into place, there's a bracket on the side panel that has to slide over a post that's on the chair, but you can't see those. So if you focus on those two alignment areas and then slide the side panel back into place, when it looks like it's in position, then pull toward you a little bit to see if it's secure. Next, we can replace the Allen screw and washer. And the Phillips screw up at the top. And we close the little zipper, and we're ready to install the right-hand side panel. To install the right-hand side panel, again, we'll place the panel into position, supporting it on the chair frame. with one person holding it while the other person connects the air hoses, making sure to connect them, match the numbers when reconnecting the hoses. Okay, then again aligning the screw hole in the front and the tongue in the rear with the upper bracket, and connecting the speaker wire up there. And then sliding that side panel back into place. Okay, once we're sure it's in place, we can replace the Allen screw in the front. And washer. And the Phillips head screw at the top. And close the little zipper. To install the calf massager then, position the calf massager in front of the chair like this. And first we're going to connect the connector and the air hose. So simply connect the connector, making sure it's all the way in and locked. And then attach the air hose all the way onto the fitting. So to mount the calf massager then onto the mounting post, scoot it right up next to the chair and aligning the mounting points with the mounting posts, and then lift one side up on there, and then you can lift the other side up. That way you don't have to hold the calf massager up in the air. And you can kind of balance it between the two posts, and so it's holding itself up now. So to orient the clip for installation, we're going to again use the zip tie to make sure we don't drop it. And we're going to position this so the lip here is facing inward. And again, these three, you can see three little notches on the top. So once we have the clip oriented, then you can simply drop that clip over the slot to secure. Okay, and it's as simple as that. So now we can do that on the other side. And there we go. And then we can zip the upholstery that connects the calf massager to the chair. And we're done.